All right, we are now live.
I think we are now live.
Hello, hello.
So this is our
Even
pop-up
live on the yeah,
impromptu
out of the blue.
out of the blue stream. Did you want to search through some sense, or do you want to just chat, or what do you want to
Yeah,
do?
we can search through some.
We can do a few rolls, see what we find. I am now, which I haven't done before. I am now, even with the shield sense, which normally I would just put aside. I am now searching front and obverse and reverse because I was looking at what cuds go for. The really
Mhm.
big cuds. If you find a cent, even a modern a 2022 cent with a cut on it, it's like $50 on up, depending on how big the cut is.
Mhm.
So I figured it's going to take another 30 seconds just to go through and search the. But no, before I thousands upon thousands I've just pushed aside, put in the bucket, send them back,
Yeah.
and I don't know what the probability is of finding a cut. Probably remarkably slim, but I think from here on in I'm going to search both sides. Why not? My light is a little bit off, isn't it?
Oh,
Well, there's Brenda, the
hey,
gal who wants me to
Brand.
get a pie in the face.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Thanks.
Brenda, we got the two troublemakers together. Lauren O'Reilly.
What could possibly go wrong, Brenda? No, I'm on my best
So,
behavior.
well,
Whatever that
I'm too
means.
I'm too full to be messing around.
And it's Sunday, so gotta be good today.
Jonathan and I are both off tomorrow, so
Yes. Yeah,
we thought we'd
thankfully.
pop on and hang out. And the new, I cannot ever say that word.
New maniac.
Nemesis Maniac.
You and he could have a
Well,
beard
well,
contest. I knew
but
the Numis Maniac was from Canada, but no, it was recently, maybe even last night, he was on a stream and mentioned the parallel that he's on. He's he he's like way up there in Canada. At least from my perspective, he's way up there in Canada. Where not that I don't think of Toronto and Montreal and Ottawa as or Nova or Halifax as Canada. I certainly do, but I don't know. I think a lot of Americans, when you think of Canada, you think wilderness Canada, and not that he lives in the wilderness, but he's way up there.
yeah.
48th parallel,
Thank you, Brenda.
49th. I don't know
She
what the
broke
number
she
was.
she broke it down for me. New Miss Maniac.
Yeah, there you go. It means crazy coin collector. Okay.
I live
Above the
above the
49th parallel.
49th.
It's chilly.
Oh Lord. Way up north.
Do you know
Way up north.
do you know what latitude you're at in Georgia? I think in New Hampshire I'm around 43.
I don't even know. I don't, it's hard enough to keep up with myself, much less what parallel I know.
Well, if the equator, I'm not good with geography, but well, do I have it here? Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, actually, hold on. I can probably figure this out from the map. Okay. Granted, it's an old map. St. Augustine, Florida is the 30th parallel,
All
30
right,
degrees.
Clarksville, Georgia. What
So
is it?
you are, well, if St. Augustine is 30, and if, let's see, yeah, you're probably like a
40?
30, you're probably like a 35th parallel. Anyway, I think that's really interesting. My father back in the day always had an interest in listening to shortwave. In fact, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, see that radio right there? The old one
With
with the
all the
knob?
silver on it.
Yeah, that's from like the 60s. That was his first shortwave receiver, and he was always fascinated because you could not only listen to the BBC and Deutsche Welle and Voice of America, you could listen to people on certain ham radio bands talking, and he just thought it was fascinating that people from Ireland and America and Canada could have a three-way conversation over the radio waves.
Mm-hmm.
And he always thought, boy, someday maybe I'll get my ham radio license. He never did, but he always liked listening. And so I think he would be fascinated with something like this, where you can talk to people who are in, like Brenda's in Iowa.
Yeah.
Ms. Maniac, who's, I apologize, I don't remember your first name. Is it Dave? He's up in, I think, actually, it was probably last night with Marty, because Marty said you're in Edmonton.
Mm.
And Lauren, I'm not sure whereabouts you are, and you're down in Georgia. So it's just, I don't know, it's just fascinating. So not only do we have audio, we have video, live video.
Yeah.
Crazy. Iowa's 42. Oh, so we're pretty much on the same parallel. I bet you get a little more snow than we do, though, Brenda. Lauren's in Illinois.
Shh. Don't say that S word again.
Oh, come on. You can't have anything left in your lawn.
No. I had enough from last year.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
Mark said, I wanted to get a ham license, but back then they required CW, which is Morse code. Yeah. Well, the technician license now doesn't. I thought the same thing, Mark, because I took one of those. Oh my gosh. I think it was back like on a CD. It was they go, and you'd have to listen to it and try to write it down. I couldn't wrap my brain around Morse code at all. Well, I couldn't wrap my brain around Morse code enough to do the how many words per minute you had to get the FCC basic license. But now I think to get the technician's license, you don't. But then again, I think unless they've changed things, the technician license only allows you certain operating bands. So I don't think I could do, if somebody had a technician's license, I don't think I could, communicate to, from New Hampshire, maybe I could hit Nova Scotia if I hit the repeaters, but I don't think I go very far. I think it's more regional. It could have been 5 words per minute. And I just remember doing it and saying, okay, I'm going to try it. And I failed miserably on that part. So I thought, I'm not going to sit for the test. I'd probably get the other questions, I think you had to get 75% on the technology questions, I guess you'd say, how radio works and different types of antennas and what the FCC rules are. But the Morse code, I would have totally tripped over
that. Brenda said, so can you make a sandwich with a ham radio?
Yes, you can.
Oh, Lord. And
Brenda, if you got your license, you would certainly be a ham on the ham radio, I'm sure.
All right, Jonathan, you said you'd be nice tonight.
I mean that with all the love and respect that Brenda deserves. What do you have there, Paul? Is that something special?
No, just something for show.
Okay.
Because
I'm seeing something odd in the rim, but maybe it just took a hit. And in God we trust.
Let's solo it, and I'm pushing buttons. Looks awful close, don't it? Looks like the rim's gone.
Yeah, or look at the rim on the bottom versus the top. It looks like it's a little bit off center.
Yep. So, how you like this little setup I got?
Oh, that's your new lens, huh?
That is my new. Let me take it off and.
No, leave it on.
Hold on.
Don't foul things up.
Let me do this. Exit solo.
Paul.
Little clip-on lens.
So Paul had the good idea of getting a clip-on macro lens for his phone.
So I can give you this now. Well, I done went and messed it up.
I used to key 18 words. Oh, that's impressive. And receive 60 words. Wow. See, I kind of hate to say it, but these days I bet a lot of people who back in the day would have been interested in ham radio figure with the internet. I don't really need it. But then again, if things go sideways and the internet goes down, it'd be nice to be able to have that way to communicate. That's a US cent, Paul. Yep. Pretty sure.
That is the reverse of the off center. Looks normal there, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Because it would be right down in here if the reverse was off centered.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm going to open up this roll.
All right, I've done got a roll open, guys. We're going to go through some rolls tonight.
Yeah, we're not going to do a lot. I just thought we'd come on and say hello and hope everybody's doing well. Oh, there's my 68. See, I said to Paul before the stream, oh, here, I should change my cameras. Uno momento.
I'm just going to show mine if I find something.
Yeah. So it's a 6. I just keep most of the coppers. But coins like this, the Shield Sense, I've just kind of pushed them aside. But now I am trying to force myself to get into the habit of looking at both sides. Because I was looking at the price of coins that have CUDs on them. And in US dollars, if you found just a common modern Lincoln cent with a decent cut on it, you're talking about a $50 coin.
Mm-hmm.
The likelihood of finding one is pretty slim, but can't hurt to look. And that's a 92. I want to check that one. We never connected with Mrs. Dawn Williams, did we?
No, we hadn't. And he's working odd hours.
Well, she's one of these crazy human beings who likes to go through rolls of pennies and look for things.
There is a large date 82. You still with me?
Yeah, I am. I'm reading Numismaniac's comment about ham radio.
Large date 82.
Oh, QSL cards. Those were cool to try to get. And kind of like the stickers, exactly. So for those who don't know, QSL card, if you were a ham radio operator, you could have, I don't want to say business cards, but personal cards with your information on it. Maybe it would have some kind of art on it. It would try to reflect you. And if you talk to somebody, say in Ireland, you could ask if they have a card and they'd send one to you and you'd send one to them, like people, trade stickers on YouTube. Yeah, you try to, right, exactly. Got a couple of QSL cards skipping with CB. Really? One from Mexico. And Mark, you're in the Northeast, kind of, sort of, right? So skipping, you have to wait for the cloud cover to be just right or something to be just right so your signal bounces. So you got one from Mexico. Oh my gosh. Was the person you were speaking to actually in Mexico, or was he here and he was from Mexico? I'd like to get a hold of a 1909 SVDB. So, well, who wouldn't want that one?
Yes.
I'd like to get a 1909S cent. I mean, the VDBs are just ridiculous, but not that the 1909S cent is cheap, but it's a lot cheaper than the VDB. And it also is a low mintage. Again, not to the VDB's extent. Oh, you have a Wheatie already?
Yes.
Oh, let's see. Why don't you make that big and see if folks want to... Pennsylvania to Mexico, 5-watt CB. How on earth were you able to bounce that signal that far?
Anybody want to take a wild guess at the date?
And while you're doing that, I'm going to check mine for anything funny on the reverse.
Metal Detector, North Carolina. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, Mike.
And I didn't say hey to Mark Thomas either. Hey, Mark.
1909 SVDB 1 cent is missing out of my collection. You have everything else?
Wow.
If you do, that's impressive.
Very. Well, that's a...
Well, people are saying, well, 50s, 37, 52, Denver. If that is before World War II, that's in decent shape.
Mm-hmm. That is the only one in that roll. Not even a Canadian. All right, let's get this thing flipped over. I'm not even going to look at it.
I was going to say, I honestly was going to say, I'm finding a lot of 55s lately.
It's in fairly decent shape.
Is it the poor man's double die?
No.
Oh my gosh, Jim. That was a nice find.
Yes, yes. And hello to Jim Steele. Welcome, welcome. I don't even know if I got enders in these rows. I know this next one don't have one, so.
Did we kind of decide how many rolls we want to do, or just play it by ear?
Dude, I got 10 or had 10 rows. Let's just go. I mean,
I might need to go to the Coinstar tomorrow and do something with all these other cents.
Are you on your second row already?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And they're pretty boring rolls. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm getting some coppers, but
Well, I got one to look at. Solo it. Nothing spectacular, just an 84.
Excuse me.
That could have a double ear. Correct?
Which one?
84.
1984 is you're looking for a doubled ear, yes.
And I do not see it. But if I'll go through these after the stream, and if I find something nice, I'll put it up on my Facebook.
There you go. Here, I have a couple I can look at under the microscope.
I may exit solo.
So this is a 1992 Philadelphia. And we're looking for, fingers crossed, a close AM. And that is a wide AM.
Mm.
So for those who may not know, you're looking right there. If the A and the M are practically touching, then it's called a close AM. The two letters are close to each other, and that's a rare variety. But this is this is the wide AM, so. And it looks a little bit like, well, some doubling there in the last A in America, something above the C, but I think that's just metal flow from that thin copper plating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you could picture wrapping something in, well, it's probably a terrible analogy, but wrapping something in aluminum foil, you know, it's not going to be perfect in spots. As you squeeze it down, it's going to have little ridges in it, I guess you could say. So that's nothing. Oh well. And this last one, let's see, that is a 1988, and you're looking for a double ear as well. And there's nothing there. So right there, double ear, you'd want to see another impression of the ear going right about there. And there's nothing. Oops. That one's in terrible condition anyway.
Look like you're a little close to top rim, right above, between God and we.
That
a little off centered.
The distance between there is close?
Looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little something going on here.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's probably just, who knows what that is, from striking or, I don't know. Not anything that would make me think it's a keeper.
All right. Let's see. We've got something here. It's just a 95. Never mind.
Well, you're looking for a DDO there.
That's right. That's in the In God We Trust, ain't it?
Yeah, I check Liberty and the date too. You never know. But yeah, In God We Trust is the most likely spot because there are so many letters there. And it's kind of an easy
pickup
spot.
To see.
2000. 95.
All right.
And for those who may be watching this whenever saying, why are grown men looking at pennies? Oh, there's a wheat. I find it very relaxing. Especially where I live, where it's winter and you can't get outside. And well, you can get outside and do things, but not like you can do in spring, summer, and fall. Last night we did a coin roll hunt. Paulie kind of did a quick impromptu pop-up one. Hoosier was there. And either Brad or Paulie was saying the price of copper in a 95% copper US cent is like 2.7, 2.8 cents. So it's gone up.
Mm.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, is it worth holding on to them still? I don't know. Yeah, and as I flip these and look for the cuds, I figure if I can't see them with my naked eye, my eyesight's pretty good, thankfully. If I can't see with my naked eye, I'm not going to worry about it. There are people who, in other words, will put them under the microscope and look for the tiniest.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really interest me. Well, there's a presidential, but I don't collect those really. Well, that's not true. I have 2 sets.
What roll are you on?
This is my third roll. I think that may have been my 4th roll, actually.
If you have a roll that doesn't have 2 enders, is that very rare? Just because it don't have 2 good enders, I found that weed, it was toward the middle.
Here we go. $58 Denver. All right, so what do we have here? This is that's a 2000. What is going on there? I'm going to guess those are scratches. No, that's a break.
That is a break.
Because it goes under the U and under the S.
Mm-hmm.
Under the U, under the S, a little something. Oh, that I think this right here above the U. Oops. That's post-mint damage. And I suspect that is a break too, right here.
That is mustache.
Because, it's kind of raised.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to guess it's right there too.
Good find. Good find.
Well, I only pulled that because it was a 2000. I was going to look for the wide AM.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. All right, well, let's see. Is it a wide AM? And no, it is a close AM. So again, if you remember what the other AM look like, those look like they're they're touching practically. They're not like that where there's some width between the two. All right, so in this case, would I keep this? No. The die crack is not terribly prominent, and the coin is not in great condition.
Okay, speaking of die cracks,
Yep.
you know I've got a series of die cracks from start to a pretty major point.
Yeah, a good progression. You can see.
Would you keep them?
I would.
Would
I
you
would
sell them?
No. Delicious Compromise by Deej. Is that your new cooking?
That
channel?
is Deej's new cooking channel.
Oh, I will absolutely subscribe to that after the
Oh,
stream.
you have got to watch her. It's kind of like a breakfast quiche or casserole, or I was hungry when she started putting it all together.
Well,
thank you for sharing that, Deej.
Yeah, tomorrow morning after I read the news, Deej, I will go on your channel, subscribe, and watch a few videos. So, 1995, we're looking for a double die obverse, and it is nothing there. So that goes back.
All right, I'm finally starting row 4.
I will wait for you. Oh, I'm big.
Hey, Jonathan.
Squeeze it in, squeeze it.
How's that? That's too much for this late in the evening.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, by the way, speaking of my father's ham radio, it has tubes. It's from the 60s. And I got brave one day, which is probably stupid of me, but I had a fire extinguisher nearby. I plugged it in and turned it on, and it came on a little bit, but there was a lot of humming. So above that, if I can get my finger up there, above it right there, that black box is it's only like like 3 years old. It's a field radio. It's a Eaton? What brand is that? Yeah. It's an Eaton radio, and it also picks up shortwave if conditions are right. So it's kind of funny. It's just like the old and the new. As I see that. Oops.
That one is not in too bad a shape.
Oh, make that one big. Am I seeing some wood graining on the back?
Okay, hold on one second.
Make it El Grande.
El Grande. Don't start with them big words.
Okay, maybe not. Now, was that a scratch southeast of the N in cent?
Like I said, I wished I could zoom. It is a scratch.
Okay. And northeast, kind of sort of the M in unum. Is that a die chip or is that a ding in the rim?
Looks like a ding.
Okay.
Looks like a ding.
And Lauren thinks it's a 1948.
We shall see. Ooh.
Little corrosion there, huh? Is it a 50? I see a 5.
Yes, it is a 50.
No mint
I had to
mark.
wait till it come up on computer.
Ah,
Yep. 1950. Well, that's two Wheaties tonight for me.
that's great. You're
course-
beating me in the wheat cent count.
Of course, half of these rolls that I've got left did come from Jonathan. So, and I was lucky enough to hit the right teller at my bank. So
That's all
I've
it
got
takes. Hello, Elliot. It's my cat.
Okay, let's do this. I'm about done with the fourth row.
Okay.
I'm being slow.
It's number 5. I think it's 5. I have 5, 10. I think I had about 18 to start with. So I have, yeah, this would be roll 5.
All right, that was 4. I have another coin to look at.
Okay.
I about forgot about it. We have a 2000.
What do you want, buddy?
The obverse looks decent.
Yes, it's in nice condition.
It is.
Let's go wide. Let's go
Close.
wide.
It's close.
Oh, I was hoping. That would be a nice one to have as a wide AM.
Yes, that is a pretty penny.
It is. That's in very nice condition for a circulated coin that's been circulating supposedly for 22, 23 years.
Mm-hmm. So what is Kitty up to?
Oh, he's just coming in saying hello. They're pretty friendly.
Seaweed coins. Welcome, 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 brother.
Oh, Seaweedy's here. Hi, Colin.
Yes, Deej, I am feeling somewhat better with the help of medication.
Seaweed and Marty the other day were going through some Canadian cents.
Yep.
I have to go back and watch that video. Yeah, I didn't realize this. I guess in Canada, you can, if you have cents, you can bring them to the bank. They'll give you the face value for them, but they're not legal tender, if I understand correctly. So Marty just hit it right, and the teller said, "Yeah, I have some cents if you want them." So she sold them to Marty at face value, so he had some cent rolls to look for.
That's cool.
Yeah. And he said that doesn't happen that often.
All right, let's go back to this screen.
Oh, you're looking at me. Oh, good Lord. All right, nothing spectacular in that roll except for a 2009.
All right, there's a 92.
What are we looking for in the 92?
Close AM.
The elusive close AM.
And
What?
we have
What?
Oh, Jonathan, what is it?
I can't quite tell. It looks to me, it looks wide, but I don't
Man,
want to jinx anything because I hope it's a close.
it's a wide. Because spacing between the M and the E is about. Is it?
No, they have to be practically touching. Boy, do you have a magnifying glass you can put between the?
You know, since I got this camera out.
That's a wide. I can tell from that angle. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's a wide.
Yeah.
Oh, I was hopeful though.
I was too. It looked close.
Yep. Hi, Mike.
Right. Hey, Mike. We got a ghost finger on the book.
Oh, Deej, you're feeling better? That's good. Let's see. So, yes, these are the 2009 Lincoln formative years.
Let me solo you there, Jonathan.
And I can tell right now there's nothing, but where's my magical mystery toothpick? You want to look right there, see if there's doubling on that thumb. That's a variety. Nothing there, though. But I'll tell you, if we can come up with designs like that, why can't we do more with our cents? Why can't we do more with our coins? Wishful thinking, right? Yeah, there's nothing spectacular. I mean, it's I don't hold on to the 2009s.
Right.
Oh, if Colin is still here, let me show him this.
Oh.
Found a very minor clipped planchet cent. And at first I thought, oh no, somebody's having fun with that. Some kid got a hold of some snips, but granted it's a US cent, but the curvature of that clip is right on. Yeah, that's a keeper, I think. All right, you have another roll, Paul?
I'm still rolling through number 5. I'm paying very close attention to them tonight for some reason.
No, that's good.
So I thought I might have seen. That's awful funny the way right there around Liberty it's still got some sheen to it.
Yeah. Mark, I think the answer is if the arc of the clip matches the arc of a non-clipped edge of a cent, chances are highly likely you have a clipped planchet. Unless somebody has a punch that arc is has the same number of degrees to it, and they decided to punch it for whatever reason.
I am not seeing nothing. A little chip under the L on the rim. Little ding looks like.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
No doubling.
What year was that, Paul?
85.
Is there doubling on the 85?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, doubling has been identified and all that.
Yeah. No known errors.
I thought of that too, Mike. So I think that is neat that the US Mint did that with the cents. I just wish they would do more like that. I had thought of trying to get an MS-70 proof. Oh, what year was it? 2005, when the US nickel had the bison on the back. I've always thought that was a neat design. Kind of a throwback to the Buffalo nickel.
Mm-hmm. I think I have several nice bisons.
Exactly. I'd want one that's in really, really nice condition.
The obverse I ain't too crazy about.
I would think an unscrupulous person could do it and sell it in Ozera. I would. I don't think for a lot of coins it's a great premium. But I suppose if you had something like a classic coin with a really pronounced clipped planchet, they could. That's where you'd want to have it authenticated. But I know what you're saying, Mark. I've never seen clipped planchets that are ridiculously at a premium. But it's like anything else. It's what somebody wants to buy it for, right?
Mm-hmm.
97, that has something potentially. 1980, that is something potentially. Am I on the coin camera? Yeah, good. $92, that is something potentially. 2000. There's a nice 1968. It's in nice condition. $67. I'll hold on to that. $68D.
Clip planted with more than one clip can fetch a little bit of money.
With two, yes, yeah. I mean, these days, I think finding a clip planchet, a modern coin with a quality control they have is unlikely. But yeah, if you can find one with two, I agree. I think that would have a premium. Ooh, look at this rarity, Paul. This is the Road Rash variety.
Oh, okay. I have seen several of those.
The Walmart parking lot variety.
And I've seen some that got just, I call them sewer pennies. So they look like they've been run through the sewer.
I don't want to know who found it and why. And
well, it just happened to be in a roll. So Johnson, I watched a video the other day. The guy was cleaning his coins. They looked like they were Doug coins.
Yeah.
That was just, I mean, you couldn't tell what they were. He used a little bit of water
Mhm.
to soak them. Took them out, dried them, let them dry, whatever. Put Vaseline on it and it sat for several days. Then he goes back and toothpicks it. And it come out where you could read the dates. Have you ever heard of anybody doing that?
No, well, I've heard of toothpicking. I've certainly soaking in water. But coins that are dug, oftentimes they're just there's so much environmental damage done to it that as a coin collector, I don't have a problem with people doing that because the coin's already damaged. And if your goal is, you know what, I get it, it's damaged. I just want to know what type of coin it is, and I want to know the date, and I'm going to do things that are frowned upon in the hobby, but it doesn't matter. It's my coin. I think that's just it. It's your coin. You do whatever you want with it. You want to drill a hole in it and wear it around your neck? Go for it. I've never heard of Vaseline though. I guess in a sense that's going to. Well, did he remove the Vaseline and
he
pick it?
He toothpicked it again after it kind of dried, and then he was able to get a lot more of the crud off the coin, and then he after he got it where you could see it real good and stuff.
Yeah.
He put Vaseline back on it to protect it.
Okay. Hey, it's his coin. There are a lot of people who would probably frown upon that, but it's like if Mike found things and he'll tumble them. That's fine. You found them, they're yours. You do what you want with them. If they are going to make them more appealing to you, awesome. But I mean, my bias in general is, unless it's a gold coin, if it's been in the ground, it's probably going to have environmental damage. And if it is identifiable and you were to send it to a third-party grading outfit, they're going to put environmental damage, or they're going to put not gradable on it. And, in the grand scheme of things, unless it's a really rare coin, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because people aren't going to.
Go ahead.
No, people aren't going to, they're not going to, if they've dug the coin, if it has environmental damage, they're not going to try to pass it off as a coin that's really,
right,
as if it's not damaged. They shouldn't, certainly, anyway. And anybody who's going to buy it should understand that it's not, and see that it's not.
Yeah. That's and it's like I got a 1960 set that I found in coin roll hunting. And I done the salt and vinegar on them.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted the ones that I found that were stamped really well. I got 60 through 69. And I've got them in a frame just because I wanted a set of 60s just for myself.
Yeah, exactly. They're yours. You do it if you want to paint them. You want to punch them with those, like Mike does with his son. Go for it. They're your stuff. Would I do that with a 1914 Denver cent? No. But that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, You know,
It's like the people who buy on eBay, they'll buy rolls of dateless buffalo nickels and they'll use the nicotate acid and they'll try to bring up some semblance of the date. That's fine. If that's, you know, a little hobby or a little interest, that's great. You know, you're not going to be able to take that coin and sell it as if it were not acid etched now, but if that's what you want to do, go for it. I mean, it's yours.
That's it. Guys, we do not encourage anybody to clean expensive coins.
No. And if you have a question, ask somebody who's knowledgeable. They'll set you straight. But in general, coins from, well, hey, there too. Here's another chapter in that saga, because if you collect Roman coins, they sell products to do that, to chip away at the incrustation and things like that. Treasure hunters salvage coins from the bottom of the ocean, and they use an electrolysis technique to remove the concretions on them. So I guess it depends on your perspective on it, but in general, yeah, no, leave the coins alone there. Unless they're really bad, you know, soaking in water, soaking in acetone, in my opinion, it's not going to harm the coin. Anything
that is a very nice Canadian coin.
Okay.
See the reflection on it?
Yep, I do.
Oh, wow. No wonder. Seaweed, if you're still in here, what was the last year?
2012? For cents or for?
Yeah, for the cents. I mean, that's got some nice reflectivity on it.
I think Marty said 1996 and earlier were copper. And after that, they experimented with some different alloys.
2012 pennies.
Yeah, the last year.
That's a very beautiful. Golly.
I think you are kind of got a thing for that one.
No?
It's a nice one.
I can show you the obverse and the reverse. There's another Canadian coin. It's a 93. Now, seaweed is that 93 is not completely round. It's got some straight edges in it, correct? Is that what I'm seeing?
Count the sides, Paul.
I can't. There's too many of them to count.
You can use your fingers and your toes if you have to. Let's see, 95, right?
I've got some nice coins in this set, in this row. That's so shiny it don't want to focus, but it's scratched up as all get out. The reflectivity on it's real good.
All right. So. How long have we been streaming, Paul? Almost an hour.
Almost an hour. I figure we go through. I've got 2 more rows.
That sounds good. Oh, again, you're looking at me. Good Lord. Sorry.
Oh, that's no fun. All right.
See, I
This
like
was a-
Restream, where you can have two cameras, or I could have two cameras, for example.
This was a 2-row Canadian, or three Canadian roll. I can't even talk.
How about that? All right, let me put this on there, see what we have. All right, in 1968, the Denver Mint, there are known double-dyed obverses, and there are repunched mint marks. Let's see what's going on here.
Yes, multi-sided. Was done so the blind could tell a penny in their pocket and to save money in copper. 93 is 95% copper. All right. That was a good roll for Canadians.
Yeah.
How many solo you there, Jonathan?
68.
68D.
I can clarify that a bit. Well, I would not describe that as necessarily as a repunchment mark. On the right side of the D is just post-mint damage. There's a ding. All right. Now let's see if there's any doubling.
Okay, that looks fractured right there, the D. All right.
Right there?
Yes, on the curved part of the D.
Right, yeah, that took a little hit.
Yep.
And just like the T, the left side of the T took a hit. And I don't necessarily see anything. And I mean, if you look at the we and the D and God, I think it's just circulation damage.
Now, when they're close together like that, that's dye deterioration, correct?
Right. Yeah, I don't see anything there. It just took a lot of mushed letters.
Mush.
I'll still keep that one up. It's copper. All right, 2000, 92, 97, 99, 95, 95, 97, 92. These in order. 80, 2000, 2000, 2000, 95, 92, and 88. All right, so these are 2099s. And we want to look for wide AMs. That's a close, because it looks like they're almost touching. That's a close AM. That's a close AM. That is a close AM. Look at the bubbling in that. That's from the plating. Looks like it's all textured like that. And this is another close AM. And Shannon asked, hi Phil. Shannon asked, what scope are you using? Paul, or what scope am I using? If you're asking what scope I am using, it is I happen to have the box right here. I guess it'd be easier just to do this. It's an Optitech OT-HD. It's all metal. And I've had that for probably 3 years anyway, and I'm very, very, very happy with it. It's a USB powered scope, obviously, which is why I can show you images on the computer. I purchased it on Amazon, and if I remember back in the day, it was about $100, which is more. You can get scopes for less than that probably work just as well. But I like the fact that it's all metal. There are no plastic gears on it to wear down, because I'm constantly, ratcheting down the scope and moving it up and down and all that sort of thing. So I hope that helps. All right, this is a 1997. So we're looking for a doubled ear, and I can tell right now there's no doubled ear. So again, right there, you would see the doubling in the ear. There's not. And I have some 1995s. We're looking for a double-dyed obverse. I see no doubling in Liberty. I see no doubling in the date. And I see no doubling in the motto. And here's another 95. Likewise, there's that. And there we go. No doubling there. So those are just pennies. 1992. We're going to hope for... Let me take a look at that 9 and 2. It looks like a little bit of maybe machine doubling. No, I think it's just the shadow. Not even machine doubling. But anyway, 1992, we're looking for... Refocus. We are looking for, in 1992, a close AM. And that's a wide AM. You can see the gap between the A and M in America. Here's another 92 in horrible condition. So I hope it is not a close AM, because I'd hate to... that's a wide AM as well. So those can go in the return bucket. Here is a 1988. We're looking for the doubled ear, another. And there's nothing there, no doubling. Don't see anything else there, so that goes back. And this is a 1980, and likewise, we're looking for doubling on the obverse, no doubling in the date, no doubling in Liberty, and no doubling in the motto. So that's just that's a copper cent, but I don't know. I don't keep the 80 and 81 and 82 coppers. Oh, you made me big. All right.
Well, you're showing off your coins.
Well, I want to show folks what I look for and why.
That's good.
There's
my fourth Canadian of the night.
Hello, Kaz24. 1976. I'd keep that one.
Yep.
That's just a nice, classic, simple design. Then
I've got some I want to look at here, because I can't. Oh, we have a possibility.
Let's hope for a wide AM, Paul. Nope.
Then I have this
Greetings
one.
from the UK. Hello.
Hello.
Greetings to Old England from New England.
A 99. It's close AM, ain't it?
That is a close AM, yes.
Then we have one that looks like junk.
Did you say you had 2 more rolls, Paul? Excuse me.
I'm fixing to start my last roll.
All right, as I have here.
Close AM.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, Kaz, if you're in the United Kingdom, let's see, it's not quite 10 o'clock here, so it must be 2 in the morning there. Are you a night owl? You must be.
92.
All right. Close AM we're looking for. And that looks like a nice one, too. I hope you have it.
Wow.
That's a wide,
wide.
unfortunately. Yep.
Yeah.
Deej, they're 5 hours ahead of me. Yep, same here. Deej, what? You're not Central Time? I'm not good at remembering where people live. Do you live in Wisconsin or Michigan?
Deej is in Michigan.
Okay. No, I only asked because Hoosier lives right on the edge of, he's Eastern, but he said, if I have to drive for a job west and cross into Illinois, it's a different time zone. So I have to be careful if I'm supposed to report there at a certain time. Your Eastern Standard. Gotcha. Yep. So, hi, Frederick.
Hey, Frederick.
Yeah, and Colin is 1 hour ahead of us. We were playing poker last night online with Marty, and he was it's kind of late for him. It was late for me. It was late for him. All right, last roll, right?
Yeah, I'm about done with mine.
So, do you think you could get some more from that teller? Well, I shouldn't. That's a silly way of framing that question. Of course, you could, but do you think she was open to the idea? I mean, she gave them to you before.
There we go. We got us another Canadian.
Can you smell the maple syrup?
That'll be the 5th Canadian of the night.
Yeah.
2 Wheaties.
I have not found a single Canadian. That's odd for me.
You want me to ship these to you?
No, thanks.
They probably come out of your roll anyway.
I have plenty of them.
Another 1976.
How about that? All right, let's see.
Let's see if I can find one that I found in the last. I don't remember what I done with them.
When Marty was looking through some toonies, I was looking through a couple of rolls, and I found a George VI from 1940 something, which I just think that's interesting that a Canadian coin that old would be bouncing around in American circulation. All right, nothing there.
That's probably one of the prettiest Lincoln coins that I found. 2009.
And which one is that?
That is legislative years, or no? Is that legislative or the?
Oh gosh, I think
You
that
got
is
the
yes, because that would be the State House that he was at. That's not the Capitol building.
No. Well, I'm not 100% sure what I done. I had a weedy that was, I mean, the weed ears on it was immaculate.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know what I've done with them. Jonathan and I did find this. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this one. Because I've got it in a flip. If you can see that die crack coming off the corner of the building, going through the T. We'll do it this way. You can see it a little better. There we go.
All right. Sorry, Paul. I was
No problem.
closing the other door to the office. So what are we looking at?
That was a die crack come
Oh
off
yeah.
the corner of the building. This one has a die crack through the W and I believe. Hide that glare.
All right. Bye, Kaz24. Have a great
Bye,
night.
Kaz.
Get some sleep. And I will subscribe to you. I will subscribe to your channel. So I have to subscribe to Deej's new channel and Kaz24. Okay.
Then we have this one. The die crack runs right beside the W, between W and the E. If I'm thinking correctly, this is pretty good die crack. You see it just off of the E.
Oh, you can see that, definitely.
Yep.
I can. One can.
Well, I've been real fortunate in finding die cracks.
Well, you know, every time I get a box of scents, which is not often, I wonder, all right, are these going to be brand new scents? Or are they going to be a mixture? Chances are highly likely they're going to be a variety. You know, it's going to be mixed dates. But I always say if they are brand new, it's okay, because that gives you the opportunity to do exactly what you've done, Paul, to look at those coins and say, all right, which ones are there any die cracks? And if so, do you see a progression? And
we, you know, we was pretty bummed out that there's all 2019s that we found or had.
Right.
Well, I think we had 6 rolls, and every one of them were 2019s.
Yeah.
And that's what I done once I got them home, got looking at them under the scope. Then that's when I started finding the progression of the die crack. And I'm not real fond of the shield sense, but that is what it was. So the next time we go live,
Sorry, I'm initially
we're trying to set up with Dawn and Shelly to get them back on. But we're going to talk about the 1982 transitional year and get some clarification. If you can see right here, you have two different style twos. The one up on top is a large date. If you can look right, well, let me get my other pointer. If you look right at this two.
Make it big.
I don't know what I was thinking, Jonathan. I've done it all night long till this two is your large date. Kind of looks like a swan. You got the head. Then you've got the straight back of the two. And then it to where this two is more rounded, hooked like, and the back is actually curved. Also, another way is this 8, if you just draw a line across the top, across the bottom, your 9's going to hang up past that line anyway. But the very bottom of the 8 and the very top of the 8 will be hid by the line, to where on this one, the 8 will be within the line. So we're going to talk about that some soon.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes to the Cent in 1982.
And they made Philadelphia made both the copper 82 and then the zinc 82s. And that's all I'm going to get in about that.
And here I will do a little, if I may, a little show and tell from Marty's Nuts About Digging.
Okay.
Because he sent me, I forgot I won something on one of his streams. Oops, that's the wrong camera. Let's do this one. So Marty is lucky enough, he's in Nova Scotia, and he's lucky enough to be able to get these Canadian dollar coins, loonies, and Canada has colored some of these. So this is the design, and they apply some sort of paint, or I don't know if it's I don't really know what it is. I have a feeling it's probably kind of like an inkjet printer or a laser printer. It's not, it's not a sticker, in other words.
If you'll carry on for a minute, I'll be right back.
All right. And it commemorates the birth date of Alexander Graham Bell, who was a Scotsman, but he lived in the United States and he lived in Canada and did a lot of his research in Canada. And this is a lot of people know him for the telephone and that sort of communication, but he also did work with aeronautical engineering. That's the top-down view of an airplane that he flew, similar to the one that the Wright brothers flew at Kitty Hawk. And this is the side view of a boat, a speedboat that he built and both of these he did when he was up in Canada, so that's why they appear on this coin. So Marty sent me that. I won that on one of his streams, and obviously that was minted in 2022. And he sent me this, which is a really nice design for a nickel, because I have the World War II era Tomback and chrome-plated steel versions of the nickels. And so this is another commemorative nickel. I really like that design. He was kind enough to say, oh, I'm going to send that to you. So I thought that was really neat of Marty to do that. So yeah, that's what I got from Marty is nuts about digging. He was kind enough to do that. And if I could turn off my lights, which I really can't because I have the screen on, I'd show you that too, those of you Americans who aren't familiar with this. It's a glow-in-the-dark toonie. So if I were to turn off the lights, this part of the coin and this part of the coin would have a faint glow to it. That's a really pretty design. So yeah, the Canadians, in my opinion, have it, well, the Royal Canadian Mint has it right. They are producing some really interesting coin designs. And so Marty can go to the bank for face value, get a bunch. Well, he didn't get these from the bank at face value. You had to get these from the Royal Canadian Mint at a premium. But he's now going through rolls of toonies that he gets from the bank, and he's finding these colorized coins. This is not a toonie, this is a loonie, but he's finding coins like that. And he's finding coins like that. And he's found some of these. So, Marty, thank you again. I know I thanked you the other night, but I do appreciate your sending those on to me. Yeah, Shannon, that is really, it's a really interesting design. There is a plain bell loonie, only million made in the color of 2 million. Yeah, which is odd. You'd almost think it would be the other way around, but for whatever reason, they wanted to make more color than the plain. There is an aviation museum in Baddock, Nova Scotia, which has some of his inventions. Oh, that'd be neat to go to. Is he buried in Nova Scotia, Colin, or did he go back to Scotland, or is he buried in the U.S.? I really have no idea.
There is a plain bell loonie too, only 1 million made, colored, and 2 million made. Cool.
Oh, I guess he's buried in Nova Scotia. All right. Well, Paul, we thought an hour. It's been an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Not bad for kind of a pop-up impromptu sort of stream.
We appreciate everybody that come in and joined us tonight.
What was the last one you showed looked like a Chinese dragon? He's no longer alive. Bill Reed was an indigenous artist, and that is the Great Bear.
Great
Haida Bear, I think it's called. But he was known for that, so it commemorates that. Colin, is that what it's called? The Haida? H-A, I'm probably mangling this. Oh, you're not seeing. Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. See, again, I wish. Yeah, so it's Bill Reed designed this. That's why it says Bill Reed on it. He was an indigenous artist, and that's Great Bear, and I don't know if it's called the Haida Bear or not, but that I really like that design too. I guess if there's one design I'm not crazy about for the colored toonies, it's that one.
Yes, the Haida bear.
Oh, yeah.
HEIDA.
Yep. I mean, obviously an incredibly important thing to commemorate, but I'm not thrilled with that design. I really like this design. And somebody said, is this a real coin because it says souvenir on it? Well, that's French. It's, Quebecois. Souvenir is French. Souvenir means remember. So it says English remember and souvenir. Insulin. That's a neat one. You kind of look at it. At first you think it's just it's kind of a squiggle, but then you see the design and think about what it means. Just like somebody could look at this and say, well, it's a crumbled piece of paper. Well, no, it's a poppy. That's really pretty.
It is a poppy. That is correct.
I like the retro look of that one. And did you get this one? You got that? Yeah?
Yes, I have that one.
And I think this and the Northern Lights are probably my favorites. And these are in flip, so the color's a little washed out because of the reflectivity of the plastic. But well, I shouldn't say plastic. These are non-plasticized. But I like that design too. So you kind of have that.
Yeah, Nick. I won mine from Nick Molnar.
That's right. Did it arrive?
Yes. I don't know what just happened, but
sorry, I pressed a button.
Oh, you had me worried about
pressing a button.
Okay.
I had too many tabs open. But well, yeah, if anybody has questions about Canadian coins, I am not the guy to ask. I'm somewhat conversant, but nowhere near as like Colin and Seaweed, Molinard, Marty.
Marty, yep.
Yeah. It is their thing, just like American coins are our thing. All right. Well, before all that, we were saying we're thinking of an hour. We've gone well over an hour.
Yeah. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that came in tonight. Jonathan said a little impromptu jump on and chat and go through some coins. So now I got to go get some more coins.
Just smile. Show them that prestigious beard of yours. What are they going to say? The worst they can say is, no, sir, we can't do that. Okay.
Come on, ladies. I'll let you run your fingers through my...
I usually charge $5, but I have, I mean, not to boast. I have 10 rolls left here.
Okay.
From that other box I got. And then I have another full box that I got the other, just pure dumb luck. I emailed the guy.
I could almost get a box if I turned all my coins back in.
All the cents that you have ready to go back, you mean?
Since I started, I don't know. I'd run them through the coin machine first.
Yeah. Well, I agree. If you're going to give them back, especially if you're going to give them back $25 worth of cents, just give you 25. They'll happily give you $25 in currency. They'd probably have no problem giving you $25 in quarters. Well, give them to me in pennies.
But yeah, the one Canadian coin I would love to have is the one that's got the tall ship on it. I forget what it's called.
The tall ship, the blue nut, the dime, the colorized dime?
No, they got a Seaweed knows. In fact, he told me what it was called the other day, and the Shannon, HMS Shannon, maybe.
Is it a new issue or is it a?
Now that I don't know.
Is it $1?
It is either a loony or a toonie. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's a
Yeah.
good looking coin.
Yeah, there's some really nice designs coming out of Canada, and
I wish the United States Mint would take note.
you have to move mountains in America to change the coinage.
It's a toonie, War of 1812, HMS Shannon. I
All right,
was correct.
You get in touch with Seaweed, and maybe you can do a little trade. It's a toonie, so it's two. Okay, so you'll have to send them $2 presidential or something.
I don't have no presidentials.
Well, you have the ones I sent you, but those are worth a lot more than $2.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's 3 coins in it.
And one of them's proof. And the other 2 are brilliant uncirculated. Oh, brother. But yeah, that's why. Oh, well, yeah, maybe Seaweed would appreciate that. I sent them to Paul because it's one of the presidents, Benjamin Harrison, I believe, and he had a nice full beard like Paul. So I said, hey. He was a post-Civil War president, and he had a. You know what, Paul? I think your beard. He had, well, in that picture, he had it trimmed up a bit. Yours might be a little longer.
Mine is a little longer. You got to be a man to grow one like this. Of course, I'm not man enough to have one way down here either.
Yeah, those ZZ Top type of beards, I don't know. They must get in the way.
It's a nice set. So let's do this.
So we do have dollar coins in America, but we're not really doing much with them design-wise. And that presidential series, I don't know. I think people like the Washington. They like the Jefferson. They like the Lincoln. They like the Roosevelt, FDR. They like the Kennedy. But beyond that, I don't think people really collected those. You know, they like the famous presidents. But my goodness, if they can do that, I don't know.
I have this set.
What do you have that? Make that one big. Oh, Colin said, I'm sure I can come up with something for you, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because let's face it, you're not going to find it in circulation down here.
The American series, the presidents.
Are you going to collect the 2022 and quarters and the 2020, you know, the women in history quarters?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I don't think I am either. Like I said, the only coin from 2000 on that I think I'd really like to get, and I don't even know if I want to spend the money on it, would be that 2005 Jefferson nickel that has the bison on the back, just because it's a throwback to the Buffalo nickel.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd want it in proof. I'd want it in at least MS69 because there are millions and millions. It's not a rare coin, so you might as well try to touch on the rarity as far as condition goes. And but I don't know if I'd want to spend the money on it. If not, it's a sort of coin that I like it. I like the design, but do I like it that much? Probably not. You know, if I were to spend that much money on something, I'd rather spend it on a Walking Liberty half or a really nice Mercury dime, or, you know, that sort of thing, or a nice Indian head in above average circulated condition. So that's just my thinking. My thinking and my collecting.
You said 2005.
Oh gosh, off the top of my head, I believe it's a 2005. That's when they had the they changed the reverse designs. They had what was that the year they had the bison and the keel boat?
Mm-hmm.
Down-
And
oh, the peace pipe.
the peace pipe and
Yeah,
dang, what's his name? Traveled across the United States.
Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark set.
Yeah, yeah. The Expedition of Discovery. Yeah, see, that was a neat idea, but there were just so many of them made that I don't know.
2004 through 2006. That's right. Those multi-year
Right.
coins.
Right. But 2005, I believe, is when they did made the bison.
You can get all 5 coins for $54.95.
In what condition?
Proof. PR 63. San
60.
Francisco was at that.
Yeah. I think there too, I'd rather, just for exclusivity, I'd rather have, because I like the bison the most. I'd like to have that one in like tip top condition, like MS70 or MS69, deep cameo, slabbed. But
okay, here you go.
do I want to spend 20, 30, 40, 50, $60?
Let's just say you won't ever have one.
What's that?
You won't ever have one at that price. Here is a MS 67.
Yeah.
Graded by.
What are you looking at right now?
I just tapped in 2005 Jefferson nickel. Who is it graded by?
Because I know you can get the 69s PCGS for about $25, $30. That's the market price. And the 70s are like twice that.
This guy must be trying to rip somebody off. He wants $1,000.
Oh, that's no way, no how.
Okay, Seaweed, I will get in touch with you.
Yeah, do a little trade.
How about 2 BU roll sets?
Keeping in mind the costs, shipping to Canada is sometimes not cheap. Do you see his email address? My email is in chat above. I'm probably missing it. I want to make sure you have it.
Seaweed, is it on your website or YouTube page too?
Well, Marty can touch base with Marty. Marty will connect you.
I can get with Marty. Let's go to US
Seaweed, if you are, I don't know if you have any, but I'm keeping an eye on, Marty and Paul Hot Dog Digs. I should keep an eye on Coin Junkie too, but the only colorized tune, if you want to call it a colorized one, is the Elizabeth Memorial black gray rim tuning. I might want that one if you come across that one. I could do a trade or something. But Marty said he's having trouble finding those so far. Maybe this summer they'll all pop into the banks in circulation.
Here's your 2005 American Bison Nickel 40 coin mint wrapped roll. BU US Mint by APMEX.
Yep. They're a good outfit.
10.41. $10.41.
MS70, let's see. Well, I'm on eBay right now. Here is a 2005 San Francisco Bison Nickel Westward Journey. It's in an NGC slab, Proof 70 Ultra Cameo. Buy it now for $43. Here's the same thing in PCGS. Oh, it's a beautiful one too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here, I'll share my screen. I'll see if I can do this.
Have you ever done any dealings with Macari?
With who?
Macari. MERCARI.
Oh, no, I have not.
They got a PCGS Proof 69 Deep Cameo Bison
Yeah.
for $18.
Oh, you want to share my? It's backstage. I'm on.
Okay.
So there's one. That's the design I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And
Is
that's
that the Cameo?
PCGS Decam Deep Cameo. And I can buy it now for $40. So they're not terribly
outrageous.
I should watch that one.
Yes.
My son gave me for Christmas gave me an eBay gift card for. I should probably think about doing that.
There you go.
Hi, Mark. Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Mark the Hamburglar is here. How are you, Mark? We're just wrapping up. We went through about. Did we do 10 rolls, Paul? I don't recall.
Yeah, I did.
And we're just chit-chatting about things and things we'd like to get. And lamenting that the U.S. Mint hasn't been doing a whole lot lately.
1974 San Francisco Jefferson nickel from the U.S. Mint proof set, mirror finish, $1.32.
Oh, got that cowlick stupid thing going down the front. Stop. Flipping, I don't want to say anything bad. Mark, if you come on up if you want. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't volunteer. I don't know if you want to stop right now, Paul.
I mean, I don't care. We can chit chat.
We can chit chat. Mark, do you work tomorrow?
Yeah, he probably does.
He works in the healthcare system, so I don't know what he does, but they don't often get holidays off. But I guess it depends. I mean, if he can get coverage, then maybe he does that tomorrow. Okay. I'm gonna hope that Mark. Let me qualify this. I'm gonna hope, in a sense, that Mark hasn't put anything on his other channel because I haven't received notifications. But I hope he has, because I like watching them. But I wonder if he's up to anything this winter with his various electronics projects. I think the last thing he was doing was putting solar panels on his man cave shed workshop lab, whatever he wants to call it.
Oh my. Paul keeps it PG, and right now I am dressed as an Irish rating.
Put some clothes on, for Pete's sake.
Hey, all you can say is from here to here.
Well, I was yawning a while ago. I suppose I should probably sign off, Paul.
I think we both will. It's
yeah, but we'll do. We're going to be on again. We can have some people hop on and chit chat about various coin related things. I'm going to try to get Don and Shelly. You said, right? But we got to go with that.
I got to set up a schedule for Nick Molnar too.
Oh, okay.
So I told him it'd be after the first of the year, and
yeah,
we are here.
Well, yeah, January's getting done. What is today's date anyway?
Today
Is
is
it the 16th, 15th?
15th,
15th, the midpoint.
midway.
When does spring
So
kind of pop for you down in northern Georgia?
January,
Really?
according to these storms.
So,
But
okay, by
no,
that I mean the buds in the trees are coming out. They're beginning to
probably
leaf.
late March, April.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In fact, my daffodils, they always pop up
Yeah.
in January. They're
Wow.
not blooming. They're about
The
that
greens.
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So what you see in January, beginning of February, we see in mid to late April. I mean, the dead of winter here is, well, probably the middle of, no, it's not so much, like maybe the middle of December to the end of February. Then by the time March rolls around, if we get any snow, it doesn't last. And by April,
Well,
it's beginning to warm up.
we had a light dusting Friday night, but nothing major.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. Oh, Mark is off tomorrow. Wow, they let you off, Mark. Are you doing any streaming tomorrow, Mark? Or you have Piper this weekend? Do you? Here I said I'm popping off, but
Thank you, Seaweed.
what did he say? Oh, I said send me the link. Come up till midnight. Oh, yeah. I don't want to speak for this guy, Colin, but I think
I think
we're hitting 2 hours. we're hitting the wall.
Yeah. Plus,
I'm yawning.
Medicated too. I'm about to crash.
Yeah.
Colin said, "Love that beard, just like mine."
Yeah, he does have the shag. Marty is a.
I'm thinking about trimming the shag very deep. But all right, guys, I think we're going to call it. Jonathan, if you'll stick around for a minute, I need to ask you about something. And,
yeah, sure thing.
Guys, we appreciate everybody coming in tonight.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
It was just a spur of the moment thing, and here we are. Nick, talk about Nick, and he shows up. Thank you, Nick, for coming in. We're about to head out. And call it the night. Sorry, Nick. Oh my.
Yeah, just timing. Just timing.
John,
Hi, John.
We're about to head off, so
yeah.
We hope everybody has a good evening, and if you got tomorrow off, we hope you have a very productive day. Get them honeydew lists done. Of course, I worked on mine all weekend. We finally took the Christmas village down.
Oh, that must have been quite a chore.
It was. It's not packed up yet, but it's down.
Yeah.
A few things to clean up tomorrow and get things going. So, all right. Like I said, thank you to everybody that come in, and we'll see you hopefully next Friday night. Y'all have a good night. Bye, guys.
See you later.